Hi, Phil Iverson here in Uptown Chicago. Whenever you file an LLC, there are several things to keep in mind, in regard to that. And every state, each state has their own rules, their own procedures, their own fee structures. So, it's something to keep in mind. It's not standardized for the whole the whole U.S. Here in Illinois, the Secretary of State's office actually handles this. And if you go to their website, the Secretary of State's website, they have a 15-page booklet that can be downloaded, printed out, and it's really a gem of a book because it outlines, the basics of what's involved in forming an LLC, and it gives you, some information as to what's necessary to keep the thing going. Now, there are several, items. It's a little bit lengthy, actually. But in a nutshell, there's several things you need to do after you form the LLC to make sure that it's up to date and not at risk of being dissolved. One, in Illinois, you have to file an annual report, a very legal sounding document. It's a little half-page flyer that they send you. The basic fee is $75 for a small company, and you fill that form out every year, mail it back to the Secretary of State. Some of the other items are having actual minutes to your annual board meetings, and this is actually beyond my endeavors with this, but I do mention it because I have heard attorneys go into great lengths as to in the event of a lawsuit being pursued against an LLC company, that if some of the procedures are not in effect, that what they call the corporate veil, or that means they can disregard the company and go through to personal assets under certain circumstances. I just mentioned that. I don't want to make it's not something I typically deal with. I'm an accountant. We fill the forms for this out, and so that's sort of my territory. One of the most common questions I get asked about LLCs is what forms, do we fill out? Now, if the general rules are, if it's a single person, a single member LLC, there's one owner, that tax form is a Schedule C, a sole proprietorship form, and it goes right on your personal tax return. And this is really a pleasure. If you don't have to file a corporate tax return, if you have a very small, LLC, it's a great way to cut through some red tape. If there's more than one member, then it starts to get a little more complicated. The default method or default thing is that you get a partnership. A return is filed if there's more than one member, and that's Form 1065. Of course, a person can always elect to be a C Corp or a Subchapter S corporation, and those are items actually for maybe a different video. Now in Illinois, it's about $200 the basic fees to form an LLC. And so I do mention that. The final things I would just briefly go over, especially here in Illinois, on this guide for organizing domestic limited liability companies, there's information regarding the drafting of your articles of organization, because you're going to need to do that. Regardless if a lawyer does it or you go online, do it yourself, you're going to need a legal name of the company. You'll have to choose a name. Make sure that that name has not already been taken. You'll need to specify your place of business. In general, what type of business that you're going to be doing. Is it a restaurant? Is it a doctor's office? Whatever it is. You're going to need to specify whether the managers are involved in the executive decision making of the company, or do the members, so to speak, the shareholders, are they the primary people that do the management? And you will need to specify the signature of the people who are the members or the owners. That's about it for a short YouTube video. I just mentioned these things, to try to help out, and hopefully everything will run smooth if you are getting ready to file for an LLC. Again, Phil Iverson here in Chicago. If you've liked the video, please push the like button. It does help the algorithm, and it lets other people know that this video is available for a little guidance regarding the formation of LLCs.